back for another episode of Conversations with ACE. My name is Alexis Mata. I am a peer mentor for the Access College and Excel program. Our intentions with this podcast are to interview current students, former students, and faculty and staff about things happening with them, around them, or other topics. Remember that you can like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Today I will be interviewing a former ACE scholar, Tino Garcia. He was an ACE scholar back in 2017, and he graduated from Kennedy High School. Let's welcome Tino. So how have you been?
I've been good. Staying busy with work, school, and my first ROTC.
Are you excited about graduating this semester? Are you nervous?
Oh yeah, I'm excited for sure. For a while, ROTC it felt like it's just been a club. You go to every Tuesday and Thursday of the week. And it hit me earlier this semester that I'm on my last couple of days here at a couple of months here at UTSA and close to commissioning and getting an actual job out of it. So it's bittersweet. Lots of memories here at UTSA, not only to school but with ROTC and all the friends I've made, people I met along the way. So I'm very excited to see what the future holds.
Since you are in your senior year and we went online back in March, like almost a year ago now, what do you miss most about being on campus?
Probably the people. I like coming outside and just being able to see everyone interacting with each other, talking, bunch of movement around campus. I also do miss the study rooms over at the JPL. That was my favorite place to study, lock myself, and
your
do my
own
work.
room, or just somewhere on the third floor?
Wait, what?
Like in your own study room, like when you could pick this time, or just in the little desk area?
I don't like the rooms you can close yourself in. Those aren't available right now just because of COVID. I know before I wouldn't even schedule an appointment. I would just look to see if they're available and I'll just walk in.
Oh no, that was awkward because then somebody would come in oh, this is my room. Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'll just walk out and say, oh, you got the room? Okay, I'm out.
I never did that. I always scheduled one because I was scared that would happen.
I'll do that when I'm with a group of students or classmates from a class. I'll actually get one. But if I'm by myself, I'll just walk in, and if one's available, I'll just do it. And if people walk in saying they reserved it, then I'll just let them have it.
So how do you feel since COVID? Everything's been online. How's that been for you?
At some aspects, it makes it a lot easier. Be a lot more flexible with my work schedule. And there's other aspects of it being difficult, just having a bunch of readings. I feel like a lot of professors think that since everything's online, we have a lot of free time. But at the same time, all the other professors are thinking the same thing and giving us a bunch of work to do. So I feel like that's a little difficult to deal with, but nothing impossible.
Do you feel like, especially for your classes, because since you're a Kines major, you would have benefited more being in person?
Oh, definitely. A lot of the times here in class, I feel like I'm not learning as much, or not learning, but I would say retaining a lot of the information we're learning. I feel like we're just just learning the material, able to pass the exam, but it's one thing to learn it and pass tests, and another is to retain the information and be able to use it later on in your career field. So
are you on campus a lot?
Yeah, I feel like even with COVID, I feel like I still find myself here on campus just as much, maybe just a little bit less.
So tell me, I know you've been doing ROTC since your freshman year. Did you do it in high school too?
No.
So what made you want to join ROTC at UTSA?
Biggest thing was job security. I know right after high school, I felt like I was scared about going to college just because I heard all these stories about students going through college and ending up with a bunch of debt only to end up with a job that will barely help them pay that off within the next 10 years if they even get a job. So right after high school, I thought about enlisting to the Air Force. And I talked to one of my teachers about it back in high school, and she let me know that that UTSA had a Air Force ROTC program. That although that I could still be getting my education, my degree in kinesiology, which I do enjoy. I can also become an Air Force officer. Have a secure job waiting for me after I finish college.
Okay, so what is your plans? Because I know you've already been like, what is it called? Like inducted or?
Oh, for my job?
Yeah, like, what is it called? Like you're already accepted into the Air Force. You just need to graduate, right?
Oh, so yeah, I contracted into the Air Force. I want to say fall of my junior year after field training. After that, that's as if I'm taking, I'm committing to the Air Force. Stating that on this date, I'll finish all my classes and I'll get my degree and graduate, and then I'll be able to commission to the Air Force.
And so what do you already know, like what your job would be in the Air Force?
So I was selected to be a remotely piloted aircraft pilot back in last March, actually, last year. And all that I have to do now is go through my flight physical, which I'll be doing in Wright-Patterson.
Like after you
In
graduate?
Ohio sometime. No, I'll be doing that sometime this semester.
Oh, wow.
Once I complete my flight physical, then I'll be good to go. And just got to finish my classes, and God willing, I'll commission to the Air Force.
And so would that start like right after graduation, like in May, or they'll give you a couple months before you officially start?
So that all depends on the training pipeline, on how backed up they are. Usually a bunch of newly commissioned officers go right away, depending on their job. A lot of them are like contracting, force support. They'll go right away, but usually for us, like rated folk who like fly, tend to wait at least couple months because of the extra training you have to do to like fly planes. And so I'll be flying a drone. I'll be going to IFT, which is the training pilots take before they end up with their airframe. So it just all depends on how backed up the pipeline is. If it's a little backed up, then I might have to wait a couple months to a year. They say newly commissioned officers don't wait more than a year to go active duty. So it all depends.
Oh, wow. So do you have like a plan B of like what you'll be doing in the meantime?
Yeah, so a bunch of newly commissioned officers, whoever has to wait like a long time, usually get like a normal job. So while you're contracted here at the in our Air Force ROTC as a cadet, you're getting like a biweekly stipend. And once you commission, they cut that stipend off. And if you have a long wait till you go active duty, then you pretty much have to get a job, because you're not getting paid by the Air Force anymore until you go active duty. People just get like a regular job, like Home Depot. People work here like Contera. That all depends on the person.
So you said you were getting commission. Was that only like before you contracted? So like up until last fall?
Being contracted is just you're still a cadet. At UTSA. Usually it's only for the people who are on scholarship who get contracted, or those who finish field training are now upperclassmen in the Professional Officer Corps, POC. Once you commission is when you are sworn into the Air Force, and that's when you'll become a second lieutenant in the Air Force.
What are you nervous about?
Probably just finally being on my own. I just submitted my base preferences after I commissioned. So when I go active duty, that's where I'll go. And
what
my choices are. So some of my preferences. Well, number one was Hilbert Field, Florida. Next one was Creech in Nevada. Next one was Cannon, which is in New Mexico. And last three, Ellsworth. I believe I saw it was South Dakota, and last two I don't remember. So I'm really hoping on my top three. So
So
And just oh
you're very family oriented. How do you feel about leaving your family?
yeah, that would be very tough. Just that I've always been, even here while in college, I've been living at home, coming home and seeing my family right after like school. Even though like I'll be here all day, but I'll like still be coming home to seeing my mom, my dad, my siblings, and after going active duty and being on my own, it'll be a little tough after a while, or starting off, not coming home to my family. So it'll be tough getting used to. Maybe my mom will have just as a hard time as I will. Um, but yeah, it'll be an adjustment for sure.
And how long are you going to be in like active duty?
So my initial contract would be 6 years after my training, so really like 7. But I plan to do at least 20 years. Try to get that retirement benefits. Do as much as I can while I'm there, and retire. Maybe get a job as a contractor. I fly in drones for a while, maybe after I retire.
That's exciting. Oh my God. I'm so proud of you because you like this is something you've been doing since like freshman year and like now it's like almost real. Like you're that like so much closer.
Yeah, looking back, as a underclassman going through like PT and all that, seeing all the upperclassmen like move on, and now I'm in their shoes. It feels very surreal.
So tell me about the process of like when you first joined, like how it all went.
So when I joined, we had the upperclassmen train us. That's how usually like ROTC works. Yeah, they have like the upperclassmen cadets, which are called POC, train the underclassmen. They're really in charge of the whole program, and then the cadre, really just run the show in the background, making sure everyone's following the rules, whatever, doing all the paperwork, and yeah, just you have all the upperclassmen, train you with, at PT or your drill and ceremonies, all that good stuff. Drill that into you till you go through the program year by year, and then you end up being the upperclassman yourself and find yourself in their shoes and training the underclassmen under you. And it's like this cycle of wanting the people under you to be better than how you were brought up. But yeah, it's very interesting process of how Air Force RTC works. How you catch yourself in the upperclassmen shoes. When you were underclassmen, you see them and like I want to be just like them, and here I am in their shoes, ready to, with one foot out the door, ready to go.
And you have to take a class, right?
Yep.
What do
every
you
semester.
Oh, for every semester. What do you have to do for that class?
It's really just well, you'll take a class in a leadership lab. So the class, which is our aerospace studies class, you learn a lot of leadership development. With your instructor, usually an Air Force officer. I know that my first 2 semesters, you learn about like Air Force heritage, the history, how to properly wear the uniform, all that, initial stuff, all that basic knowledge you need to know when entering the Air Force. And as you go through, college, the years here at UTSA, Air Force RTC, they start teaching you about leadership and what's expected of you, once you're active duty, and, have that responsibility of having people under you. As an Air Force officer, like whatever job you have, you're gonna be in a leadership position, having people under you, looking up to you, to make wise decisions. Here I am in my last semester, being taught, what to expect once going active duty, like housing, what to expect at your first base, what you would want to know, entering into the Air Force. And then our leadership laboratory, which is every Thursday, is when the whole detachment gets together and just go over like leadership development, train the cadets, depending on what job you are in a detachment. A lot of them are ops, so they are the ones directly in charge of training the cadets, which I was for a while. and those who aren't in ops usually are given a position during leadership laboratory to help the ops group train the cadets in an indirect way.
And are these classes, like, do you get credit for them, or are they non-credit classes?
Yes. So our aerospace studies class is 1 hour during our freshman and sophomore year, just because it would be once a week, either Tuesday or Thursday. But once becoming upperclassmen, once you contract, it starts being twice a week. So now it becomes a 3-hour course.
And wait, so keep going.
Oh, sorry. Our leadership laboratory is 1 hour just because it's once a week.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's the same. It's not considered a separate class. It goes with
so that
like our aerospace class.
The non-credit.
Yeah.
Okay. Or the 0 credit hour. But can anybody join, or you have to join your freshman year in order to go through the program?
No, you don't have to join your freshman year, but you do have to hit every single objective that someone who joins the program as a freshman would. If you're joining your sophomore, your junior year, it's really hard to have that 1 year program. That's like very special cases, but usually people join like their freshman year. But if you're joining your sophomore year, it's not impossible. You would just talk to the cadre there and ask for like the 3-year program, and they would just catch up to speed. You would be taking the aerospace class. You'd be taking, say you join sophomore year, in the fall semester, you would be taking the fall course you should have taken as a freshman with your sophomore class. So you'd be taking double the class load to catch up with the rest of your classmates, but it's not impossible.
Okay. And what is one thing you liked about being in this program?
The camaraderie, for sure. You meet a lot of people, like different backgrounds, and it's just great. I remember my very first semester. I had one of the upperclassmen teach us about or talk to us about wingmanship and being there for each other. And I remember her saying that all her friends were from ROTC, from the detachment, and at the time, I thought to myself, what the heck? Do you not have friends outside? Do you not have a life outside of ROTC? And I look at myself now, and that's 100% true. You spend so much time with people with, I wouldn't say the same goal, but the same mindset of you, and you have the same destination, up ahead. You go to, how would you say it? Let me see. You just build that camaraderie and friendship with them, just being together and, as we say, embracing the suck together. It's a tough program. But, with having the help of, those around you with the same aspirations and goal as you, it builds that camaraderie and helps y'all grow together. So I would say like a lot of my friends, a lot of my best friends are, in Air Force ROTC. Not saying I don't have any outside, but definitely, within the 4 years I've been here at UTSA, I've grown to, like and enjoy, all the friendships I've made here at the detachment. Not only here at the detachment, but also, at UTSA.
Yeah, I definitely think y'all are in the same program. Y'all obviously have something in common, so y'all have that common interest, and it just helps you keep each other accountable and also motivate each other, and y'all just grow together. So you're just gonna stay really close, especially because they're probably from your class, right? So y'all have done multiple classes together, and you just know these people by now. But speaking of a program and having that sense of community, how do you feel that ACE benefited you back in your freshman and sophomore year?
Oh man, it would have been a lot tougher transition without ACE. I would say being first generation to go to college, it was really tough. Not knowing what to expect. I just had a counselor at my high school telling me, okay, this is how you make, an account, this is how you make an email, this is how you email, professors, whatever, and how to apply to college. But actually being in college, it was tough being a, first gen, not having anyone, show me the way, and having Ace, guide me through my first 2 years. Well, at least first year when we had our, what was our class called?
The CSS class?
Yeah, college success seminar. It really helped me know what to expect, and having our cohort together, and networking with each other, and someone might know something that the other didn't, and we would ask each other, and we all were there for each other. I definitely benefited from being in the ACE program 100%.
So is there anything you would go back in time and do again or do differently throughout your college experience?
I'll probably say just meet more people. The more people, the better. Networking is very, very powerful. The more people you know, the better. You never know, someone you might know might help you, get into that internship you really want bad, or might help you develop your resume a lot better. That's one thing I feel like I would have done better if I could go back in time. I would tell myself to make a lot more friends and network a lot more.
So what do you prefer, main campus or downtown campus?
They both have their, their benefits. Downtown, I really liked it. It was so quiet. It was the place to study. You wanted to go chill. Or even the rec. It was usually, by itself. You can go work out, and you'd be like the only person in there. It'd only be like 2 other people in there. And here at the main campus, you see a lot more people. You can talk to people. To the scenery with the fountain, the Roadrunner. The rec here is huge. I feel like both of them have their benefits, but I think I would say main campus just because I spent most of my time here at the Air Force Detachment by the graduate building.
And do you feel like having to be at the downtown campus our freshman year helped you, or did you like being down there?
I did. I didn't dislike it. I really enjoyed, visiting the downtown campus here and there. I think I only had one class down there. But yeah, I was down there, for work, and then my was it our both first year, right? Or was it just one semester we had?
Yeah, just the first semester.
Yeah. Well, I was still down there because of work, and then I had my that one class, my spring semester, my freshman year. So I will still go there. The only reason I don't go there anymore is because they closed.
Yeah.
Yes, they closed the downtown campus because of COVID.
I feel like, especially like coming from like our high schools, the downtown campus was my personal preference, just because it was smaller, and it wasn't as crazy and as like a lot of people as main campus. But definitely as I got through my other years, I did prefer main campus, just because like I finally made friends, and it's fun. Like you would see all the booths and like people walking around, just so much going on.
Yeah, the downtown campus was a very subtle transition to college.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like coming from high school straight to like main campus was like throwing a fish into cold water.
Yeah, especially with the big lecture rooms, main campus really, or downtown campus, helped with my anxiety. Like they're still like, like your average classroom size class. And so that was definitely a big thing. Okay, so since you're about to graduate, what advice would you give to the first and second years?
First and second years.
You can
Don't
do
procrastinate.
separate ones, or
No, what?
you can do two separate ones or combine them.
I guess the freshmen, first years, I would say, don't blink because, college went by so quick. Looking back, I feel like I was just a freshman, in Leticia's class for quality success seminar. But yeah, just do as much as you can, gain as much experience as you can now, while you can. Start thinking ahead for what you really want to do in life, with whatever you're studying in. If you don't know, you have time, but keep in mind college goes by quick. And second years, don't procrastinate. I know everyone likes to leave everything to the last second. If it's not due today, you won't do today. As easy as it may sound, it's easier said than done, but being done. But if you have something to do, do yourself the favor and and look out for your future self. So, because it's very stressful. Like later down the line, when you're a senior and you're taking, trying to catch up. You've only been taking 12 hours every semester, and you get to your senior year and you have to take so many classes to make sure you graduate on time. It's very hectic, and it's very stressful if you leave everything to the last second, because everything does that up. But network, I think, would be like the biggest thing for both years. Meet people. The college is full of a lot of different backgrounds, very diverse university. So I would say meet as many people as you can, talk to them, make friends. It'll definitely help you out in the long run.
Yes. And do you use a planner? How do you stay organized with having your work schedule, ROTC?
I usually keep stuff logged in my calendar on my phone. If I have something new, if I have something like a weekly quiz, I put it on my reminders and set a weekly reminder, or at a weekly alert. It'll pop up on my screen saying, "Oh, this is due tomorrow. Make sure it gets done." And scheduling meetings that also go on my calendar. I usually don't use hard copy planners. I usually just use my phone. So if I have something upcoming, so Sunday rolls around, I'll look at my calendar and see what I have going on that week, just so I have a refresher and remind myself, okay, I have this going on Wednesday, and then I have this going on Thursday, and so on and so forth. Yeah, I usually use my phone.
You use technology. I can't.
Yeah.
I need to be able to flip through and see it all. Well, thank you, Tino. Have a good day.
No problem. You too.